of our Fortis Leaders program, where we work with associations, teams, and clubs, we come in and we do parent seminars. And one of the things we talk about is leadership development, character development. How can we do that? And I'd like to just give you some ideas and thoughts for things that you can do at the 8U level. It's important to start leadership and character development training right away. So let's get into some of these ideas. One, the easiest thing you can do is tell your athlete to thank the coaches after practice and to thank the officials after games. It's a very simple, easy task that they can accomplish. However, at first, it's actually not that simple. You'll notice that a lot of your athletes may have trouble with it. They might be shy. They may not want to do it. So at 5, 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, that's a great time to be encouraging them to do it and teaching them how to do it. When I did it with my daughter, she had trouble with it at first, okay? She did not pronunciate loud enough. She didn't look the coach in the eye. And so the coach didn't even know that half the time that she was thanking the coach. So I had to teach her up on how to do that properly and really encourage her to make eye contact, to speak clearly, and to make sure that the coach understood what she was saying, okay? So this is something you can start at the very youngest ages. Thank the coaches and thank the officials. Second thing is point out opportunities to your athlete to encourage or be positive with others on the team. So if someone, had a really great game and you're walking out with them on the way out of the soccer field or wherever you may be, whatever sport you're playing, you can encourage your athlete and kind of point out those opportunities in the car ride home. So instead of talking about tactical decisions that needed to be made or whatever, you can point out how great would it be if you say great game to Joe or Sally or whoever after they had a really good game relative to how they tend to play, and or if they got some goals or if they got some points, like pointing out, hey, great job, or if they worked really hard, saying you worked super hard today, nice job. Just pointing out those times where you can really encourage your teammates. That's something that I think kids at that age, at the 8U level, can also do. Third, gently correct some errors. And so there are things that do come up with kids at this age. One, it's very common, and it's nothing sinister or wrong with the kid, but sometimes, they can brag a little bit. They score 3 goals in a mite hockey game where there's 27 goals scored, and they're bragging about it in the locker room, kind of in a fun, lighthearted way. And we don't want to come down on them in a harsh manner or anything like that, but that's a great opportunity to just kind of point out, we don't really want to talk about ourselves. We want to encourage others, be positive with others. We want to be humble, and here's what humility means, and it doesn't mean bragging, okay? The second thing that can happen is sometimes, even at the youngest ages, I've seen this with 8U soccer players that I've coached before, that they will actually talk poorly about the other team. So they might be beating up the other team pretty good, 10-1, because that's how this tends to go at the very youngest levels. There can be wide scoring discrepancies, the talent levels, even when teams are picked rather randomly at the rec level. Sometimes one team just happens to be so much better than another. And it's very easy for the kids to default to that, those kids suck and we're awesome. It's kind of this human nature, if you will. And that's a great time also to just come down and very gently and respectfully, but assertively and calmly let the kids know that's not acceptable. We don't talk poorly about our opponents. We respect whoever we're playing. Okay, we respect the game, and we work hard, and we be humble, and that's how we conduct ourselves. So I think that's another really important thing to be doing. Fourth thing is to have a growth mindset with our kids. Some of your athletes might score a lot of goals, some may not. And regardless of their, point production in a game or how flashy of a player they might be, we really want to focus on a growth mindset, which means we want to be praising work ethic and effort and leadership and teamwork. Okay, we want to really be emphasizing that. This does not mean, however, that we can't congratulate them on scoring a couple goals in a hockey game or making a really great run or getting a touchdown in a football game. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is praise the effort, praise the work ethic, praise the teamwork. Make sure that's the focus. And then, of course, you can say, really nice job getting those goals. I mean, that's something that the kid's going to want to hear from you as a parent. And I don't think we want to take the growth mindset so far that we never praise results. We can still do that a little, but we have to make sure we're praising the processes that led to those results as well. And then, oftentimes your player may not score. They may not get points. So in that case, obviously, praising work ethic and the process keeps it an enjoyable deal for the kid, an enjoyable sport. Like, they know that their self-worth is not tied to the sport, but they also know that their abilities in the sport are tied to many other things besides scoring goals. Okay, and that's really important, really, really important. And then finally, just want to let you guys know, as part of our Fortis Leaders program, we offer a pin reward system. What we have is a pin set that goes to coaches who then give pins out to athletes who exemplify values that we're looking for in sport, like work ethic, teamwork, perseverance, initiative, encouragement of others, academic excellence. We have about 10 different values that we have in our pin reward system. And as a coach, you can pick the values that you really want to be focusing on with your players this season. And there's a link in our bio here of this video where you can go and actually buy a set of pins and really use them with your athletes to reinforce some of these values by giving them out when you see a kid doing a really good job at being encouraging of his teammates. When you see another child who, when she's playing, she's always looking to pass or always looking to be a good teammate, encouraging others on the bench, whatever it might be, right? You are able to then physically represent those values and call them out in a pretty easy manner. It creates the context for doing this. It creates the context for leadership and character development. And we want to saturate that experience at the 8U level with all of these good things so that as kids go up through the travel ranks into the 10U, 12U, 15U, and then high school levels, that they are getting good leadership training. So thanks for listening. Please subscribe if you like this content.